up, friends? It has been way too long. Welcome to episode 6 of the Quartantine Quarter. So happy that you're joining me today. Thank you. It's been a few minutes, or a lot of minutes technically, since I've done an episode of the Quartantine Quarter. But as most of you know, all of you know actually, our nation is just going through a lot, and I have people in my life who have been hurting, and which causes me to hurt and want to help and love and reach out. And so that has taken my time, as it should have. So I've taken a pause on these videos, but we're back. I figured out a way that I can do both, and I'm happy to do both. So we are back, and a lot has happened since my last video. And I know the last one was a mailbag, which was super fun. I'm definitely going to do that again. And I did say in my last video that the next one I was going to do, which is supposed to be this episode, was going to be about singleness and how to thrive in it and go after your goals and all that. But I'm taking a pause because sports are back. And I feel like that needs to be talked about and that needs to happen. And then I promise my next episode, that is definitely going to be about singleness in a good way. Singleness is a good thing. It's a great season. It's a hard season, but it's a good season. So without further ado, let's get this game rolling. Quarter number 1, you guys. Baseball is happening. I have never been so happy to be proven wrong in my entire life. So many of my friends who just love sports, but like casually follow along or deeply follow along, whatever, all across the spectrum. They've always asked me during this whole quarantine, Ash, is sports ever coming back? Is baseball coming back? And because the MLB and the MLBPA really kept like just headbutting each other, I, as a positive person who like 99.9% of the time sees the glass half full, I was seeing it as empty just because they kept butting heads and they weren't coming to agreement, and the MLB would say stuff or make a proposal and then it would make the MLBPA feel like bad guys, and that doesn't work that way. Nobody's the bad guy here. No one's trying to do any of that. So when I found out last week that they came up with an agreement, I almost cried. Tears of joy. I was so happy. I just want all parties to happen. And if people want to play baseball, if these guys want to play baseball, I want them to play baseball. Because there are some different proposals, which we'll talk about in the next quarter, that I would never want for anybody. But I want them to make that decision if they want to. So I can't believe baseball's back, guys. I'm so excited. July is going to be the best month of 2020. I already know it. So July 1st, everybody is reporting to their team headquarters, as you could say. So the Mariners are coming to Seattle. They're not going to Peoria. All their teams are going to their actual stadiums, except for the ones in Florida and Arizona. We're going to figure out where those people are going. And also, where are the Blue Jays going to go? They up there in Canada. Poor buddies. Like, are they going to go to their AAA facility that's in New York, I think I read? But if the borders close, how are those homies gonna come down? I don't know. Things that are above my pay grade, obviously, but things to take into consideration. So I'm so happy. 60 games, folks. 60 games. That means 102 games are already in the bag for the season. So this could be the year that if you're not a baseball fan, because the season is so long, get ready. Because a lot of teams and a lot of players, they can start hot. And normally the hot streak goes for about 4 to 6 weeks. And we have that in 6 games. It's a thing. So I am really excited. Really excited. It should be interesting to see what teams do really well, what teams don't. Because like the Mariners a couple years ago, when we went 13-2 and we were the best in the league, I was like, this is not right. But I'm going to ride the train as long as I can. And if these guys, the great men that they are, they're not the most talented team in the league, that's okay. But the heart is there, and that's what really matters. So if they magically make the playoffs, we're going to go crazy. I'm going to wear Northwest green, aka teal to everybody else. I'm going to wear it every day. It's going to be a thing. I'm just going to be super happy, but who knows? I'm just throwing it out there. It could happen. But I'm just excited for baseball to be back. They're going to play each team in their division, and then there multiple times, obviously, because I already did that. And then also from the opposing league. So there's a couple, we'll get to the new rules actually. I'm jumping ahead. So example, The Mariners are in the AL West and they will be playing the NL West. So we're talking the Dodgers, the Giants, the Diamondbacks, the Padres, and the Rockies. Yes. So all those teams will be playing as well, which is kind of cool because we just get to keep it in like our central area of the states. It'll be interesting, but I'm excited for baseball nonetheless. And there are a couple new rule changes that are going to be interesting as well. The first one that is really noticeable to me is in extra innings, they're going to put a runner on at second to start each of the innings if it's tied. I actually kind of like this because it keeps it moving forward. It keeps the game a little more challenging, more difficult. But like if they didn't do it, it wouldn't bother me. And it doesn't bother me that they're implementing it. But if they are to implement it, a short season would be the perfect time to try it out. That's now. So this is perfect. It's not permanent. We're just trying it out and see if it works. It's a good test run for 60 games because everyone's trying to make the playoffs because they all have a shot. It's pretty crazy. Another rule change. This one hits me because I'm really big on like teamwork. Like the guys can't even like high five each other or do their cool handshakes. Also, like people in the dugout are going to be like distance from each other. There's no gum. There's no seeds. I've never seen a clean dugout before after a game. I'm actually really excited to witness this. No seeds. And even like managers that want to go out and talk to the umps, like that's not allowed. You just get ejected. So it's going to be different. We'll figure it out. And it's going to be great. I'm just excited, as I keep saying, that baseball is back. And it's going to be good. So spring training will pick back up again, technically, this Wednesday, July 1st. And I can't wait. Okay, quarter number 2. We're going to move on to NBA because I love basketball so much. And this one's also different. So they are actually going to start at the end of the July. They are doing the bubble method, which I find really interesting. So as the majority of you know, because if you're watching this, you either love me and I appreciate you and I love you, or you're really into sports, which also I love you for that too. So they're going to be at one of the Walt Disney World facilities down in Florida, and they're in their own bubble, meaning like there's no families or anything with them. So that's one thing with all this, like I would never ask of somebody. People have asked me, well, Ash, you want sports back, right? And like, would you do anything to get it back? I'm like, almost anything. Part of social distancing and being quarantined for some people is being away from their family. I know kind of technically living on my own. I live with a family from church, but they were still working. And so I'm just up here in it's their attic, but it's like a loft pretty much. That's what they turned it into. I've just been by myself, and I would never ask that of anybody. Hey, for my entertainment and for my joy and to bring me pleasure, will you go and isolate yourself from your family for several months just so I can watch you do something that I love? Like, if I put it that way, it sounds really weird. But NBA is going to do it, and they agreed on it. So good for them. I don't know if they're going to be lenient on letting their families come stay with them, like letting their family choose quarantine with them in Florida, meaning they have to be quarantined in the hotel rooms. I haven't read up on that. I'm not quite sure. But that just surprises me, and it makes me admire them more, their dedication and how much they love this game and want to bring it back. And maybe to them that means that we're taking a step forward, which I think is fantastic. But I would never ask that of anybody. And so I'm glad that they just unanimously, that can be a hard word to say, decided to do it. And so we're going to have the NBA back, thank you, Train, at the end of July. And I'm really excited about it. We're going to have basketball. And then this might be the best part ever, because most people that I know who love sports love NBA playoffs. It's just different. We're going to have the NBA playoffs and MLB postseason about the same time. I'm so happy. It's going to be a great time. I just can't wait. It's going to be around, just all of the sports, man. It's like me watching March Madness and also watching spring training games and getting really excited for it. It's going to be the best. Okay, quarter number 3. Here we go. This one, we're going to get a little personal. It's just, why did I miss sports? Why did you miss sports? Why does anybody miss sports? I think sports is a unique thing. Number one, it is somebody's job. I never want somebody to be without a job. As somebody who works in sports, I understand that. But these guys who are athletes, and also these women who are athletes, they've worked super, super, super hard and physically have trained and put in so many hours just to attain this, and to have that be stripped from them within one day. I can't even imagine that. It's just like anybody else, like the business owner who has worked so hard and put in so many hours and so much of their finances, and gotten partners to come alongside them and to make their business happen. And then all of a sudden they have to shut it down. And now that's possibly in jeopardy. I can't even imagine that. So the fact that sports is coming back, I feel like it's a lot of hope for all of us. And that's why, one of the reasons why I miss it so much. Also, my family is a sports family. My dad was a coach, a high school coach for years. He was one of my coaches. My mom played softball competitively, and I played basketball for 12 years. So all I've ever known is to be around sports and to go to baseball games in the summer and go to basketball tournaments and go to football games with my dad and yell at the screen with him, go to Boise State and watch, I don't know, my Broncos kick some butt and Kellen Moore go 50-3 his entire career at Boise State. Let's go Broncos. So it just means so much to me, and I have a lot of good memories around that. And anytime I go back to the ballpark example, I'm reminded of when my family from Japan came over and we all went to a game. I'm reminded of the conversations I've had with my grandma about Ichiro, which brought us closer together. I'm reminded of some of my best friends where I will take a night off of work and we'll go hang out at the ballpark together because they never see me because I'm always at a game or traveling. So I just get to relive all those memories, and a lot of people do. And a lot of people get to make memories, and it brings people together. Also, if you haven't noticed, I'm a really big teamwork person. Like, teamwork makes the dream work. Fully believe in that. Try and practice that every day. And I love watching people work hard together to achieve something. Like, baseball example. It's really cool when somebody hits a home run, but a grand slam is cooler because everybody else did their part to get on base. And I love me a good rally. Like, if there was a couple years ago, I think it was the 2016 or 2016 Mariners. They're down in San Diego, and they were down by 11. I think it was 11. It's like 11-2. It was terrible. One inning, they came back and scored 11 or 12 runs. It was insane. They went through the lineup multiple times, and it's because every person did their job and did it to the best of their ability, and they came back and won. That was one of the best comebacks I've ever seen, and it was a regular season game. Didn't even matter. Mariners weren't going to the playoffs, but it was just so fun to watch and see all those guys get so excited and rally around each other. So the fact that to watch somebody work so hard as a team to achieve a goal, and personally like visually witnessing that, I think that's huge. I also see that in broadcasts. When I go work with Fox, we do things remotely, and we're literally setting up a broadcast for a game. We set it up for days, and watching people work together to bring this great product into people's homes is wonderful. And I love that. Even like teachers, for example, they come together, and in that building, they have a common goal of getting these kids to pass their exams, making sure that they feel safe in an environment and that they're learning something every day and they're meeting them right where they're at. Like, they're all doing it together, and to see those good results when like a student says, thank you so much, or they get good grades, that means you're doing your job right. And if you do it together, that means even more. I got all that from my dad, just so you know, educator for over 30 years. So that's why I miss sports. It just brings people together. It creates new memories. It brings back old ones. And I'm just really excited that we're going to have it back. I love that NASCAR is already going. I love that women's soccer is already kicking off. I love that MLS is already starting their workouts. It's going to be great. And this smoothly transitions us. Wow, words are hard. Smoothly transitions us into quarter number 4, which July is going to be the best month of 2020. I said that on Twitter the other day, and some people laughed at me, and most people liked it. I'm like, well, duh, obviously. And in my mind, I'm like, there are a lot of good months. Like, even through all of quarantine, I had some pretty good months. It was hard, but I was able to take time for myself, check on my family. I was able to refresh, from all the sports and all the travel. Like, it was really good for me. Yes, there were hard times, but I was able to be thankful for being healthy, and it's okay. Like, there are other things that are more important. Anyways, July is going to be a really good month. I have this really good feeling, and it's because all the sports are coming back. And it's also because I just think the world is changing, and this is going to be helpful. Sports unite people, and we can all come together around this, as well as many other things that we need right now. So a couple key dates, wrote them down from the Twitters that are going to be pretty special. July 8th, MLS tournaments start. That is literally not this coming week, but next week. That is literally next week. That is exciting. Okay, July 10th, NHL training camp start. Let's go hockey. I can't wait for y'all to come to Seattle, because I will go to all the matches, games. I've heard both. I don't know. I'm excited to learn though. July 23rd and 24th, MLB opening day. I'm either going to be wearing my full-on pantsuit that I do for opening day every year, or I'm just going to dress like an American flag. I can't decide. It will not be both. It will be one or the other. I'm just going to be really excited. July 26th, National Women's Soccer League Challenge Cup Final. Girls are already playing. They're kicking some butt. Let's go. July 30th, the NBA is restarting in Florida. That is exciting. And then in late July, they haven't really set a date yet, but this is the goal. WNBA will pick up again. Technically, it will start because they play in the summer. I forgot that. WNBA will start and NFL training camps will start. I'm really excited. And while there may not be fans in the stands, we can safely have people at our homes. We can have family over, and you can watch the game. You can watch games with people. That's going to be great. Or you can watch the game and you can be FaceTiming somebody and they can watch it with you. Like, you can find other ways to do it. If restaurants are still open, you can go to a restaurant, go grab a bite to eat and watch a game. I think that's amazing. And we can still do these things. And that's why I'm really excited for July, because with sports coming back, yes, I know that COVID numbers are going up. Yes, I know that there's some social justice issues going on. And those are all really, really, really important things. But if we just focus on some positive things, I think that will help ease our mind, ease our pain. And I'm just really excited for July. I'm really hopeful, and I can't wait for sports to be back. I think it's going to be a game changer, believe it or not. I'm just expecting good things. So we have finished the game of the quarters. My next episode, episode 7, I promise, my beautiful friend Danielle, in the mailbag episode last time, she wanted me, she just asked me about singleness and why this is a good season for me to go after my dreams and my goals and put in the work, but also how am I handling that in dating and all this. So I'm going to share a little bit of my heart, because I actually really like this topic. I'm passionate about it because I really value relationships. And so I've had some struggles with singleness, but I've also had a lot of wins. And I can't wait to share that with you guys, because the Quartantine Quarter is not all about sports, even though that's what I do. So I can't wait to share some of my heart. I really do appreciate you guys so much. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you want me to talk about something, if you think I could do better at something, if you liked something, please let me know. It just makes me better. I really, really, really do appreciate you guys watching this. It means so much to me. You can also follow me on the social medias. It is at AshleyCox21 on all the platforms. So I love you guys. Have an incredible week, and we'll see you next time.